Up? It's been a little minute. I know, but y'all ain't been like working with me, giving me these topics which I want to discuss. So, getting off into these blogs, see what people is talking about, what's popping. But ultimately, I feel like sometimes when things are pressed up on your heart as an individual, what it is you want to talk about, you talk about it. So I'm coming to you tonight, this morning, as that individual with what has been pressed upon my heart. There's been a lot of talk going on about Kayla Nicole. Did she do right by gyrating, getting her grind on Chris Brown? I am a Chris Brown fan. Ain't nothing changed. Just on the truth. I'm a Usher fan too. I got a few others in my back pocket too. Is she totally over Travis Kelsey? Travis Kelsey has announced that he is getting married. Kayla Nicole, she's still on this black love train wreck, I call it. And then you have a flip side of why can't you love who you want to love? Well, who do you want to be loved by? Let's start with self. Self love. How important are you to yourself? How important do you recognize yourself to God the Father? How important are you to yourself that you do love yourself? And then when you actually do come in contact with somebody who loves you, respects you, adores you, willing to give you the world, willing to build a partnership, can you see the signs to recognize? But is it still not enough? I think Kayla Nicole got caught up in trying to build a brand in this Dear Black Girl stuff. I don't know who's checking for Dear Black Girl. It's not me. No shade to her. Maybe some women are. Because the women I'm in contact with, they're looking for love. Whether you are Asian, whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are Hawaiian, whether you are Hispanic, it goes on and on. I mean, it's some ethnicities, it's some racial differences, ethnicities of cultures that I can't even pronounce. People, what is it? What is it like when you in the acting world? What they say? If you don't want to say you black, if you don't want to say you white, what is it? Ambiguous, some stuff like that. I don't know. It's just so many different terms nowadays. But I'm gonna tell y'all something right quick. I'm gonna tell y'all a story right quick. It's this lady that exists. Her husband, her man, her other half, her partner, her one and only, her main thing, her main squeeze was giving her the world. Anything he could possibly do within his power at an old age. And I say old age, I'm gonna take it up to 60. You still able to do some things in your 50s, but I'm gonna take it up to your 60s. But you still not good enough. As a man, you still not good enough. Why? Because you didn't hit the $250,000 mark, because you didn't hit the $100,000 mark, because you didn't believe in going half, because you felt like it's okay for me to pay the full bill, even though I don't make even 100,000. It's okay for me to take on the rent because of where we live at. I can take this on. I can make sure there's a roof over our head. I can make sure that we have food on the table. I can make sure that I'm able to give wisdom, guidance, sound advice to our children, to our grandchildren. I can make sense when it comes to when you asking a question, what should you do about your job and how you being treated? Should you go back to school? What's appropriate? What's inappropriate? Should I wear this? Should I take a pose like this? I mean, all this stuff matters. Some women I have realized are just never satisfied. So, ladies, this is what I'm saying to you. Getting back to basics. Is he treating you right? Emotionally, physically? Does he respect you? If you have kids outside of that marriage relationship? Is he able to be a provider? Is he able to be a man who's able to provide a pathway to give that young man something to work with? Are you raising up that child to respect that bonus father, stepfather, whatever the title is? Or are you just yapping just to make noise? Just to make noise, just to be disrespectful. Do you know in some ways that that hinders a child's growth? Do you know in some ways it hinders a young lady's growth to not rely on her father when a father wants to be there? Then once she hits a grown age, she don't even know how to relate to her father because she cannot, and then therefore she cannot relate to a man because she's busy relying upon the advice of what the mother is giving, who does not always know. Sometimes as women, we think we got the answers. The truth is, it's the reason why man and woman were created. We are not the same. It's certain things that a woman can give. It's certain things that a man can give. But it's so much in the process of a tear down situation. I have listened to this woman talk about, I got to do what I got to do. I'm not attracted to him in more ways than one, whether it be the bedroom or just looking at him across the table for dinner. He's not able to provide me, just as an example, lobster and shrimp, but instead, we had to eat ramen noodles for a week to hold back. We had to eat ramen noodles for 2 weeks to hold back because that person wants to take trips knowing they couldn't afford it. This person wanted to play the game, and at that time, get along for PPPs to take these trips and show herself having a personal chef cooking for her, or having to spread the money out. But instead of trying to pay your home off, pay your car off, get out of debt, help that man get his business started. You knew he had a dream from day one. And sometimes it takes a good woman. Are you a good woman? Or are you in it just to get it, just to win it, for what's in it for self? It's a lot of selfish people out here, whether it be male or female. Don't think you're getting away with it. God sees every sparrow. I don't care, from the least to the greatest. If you think you're at the very tail end, you could be the very one that's at the head. God does bless. Pray, seek, acknowledge God. See what is next for you. If you are not supposed to be with that person, do know that life goes on. It's a cycle to this. And sometimes that very one who you think is the one is not the one. But the way to go about it and to downplay somebody because they don't make enough money, downplay it because you may know the type of family that they come from, and maybe they are poverty stricken, pray for the curse to be broken. God speaks to us every day. Everybody has an intuition. Everybody has inside thoughts. Everybody leaves away with some type of feeling. You read a scripture, there's a way to eat that scripture. There's a way to interpret that scripture. There's a way to feast on that scripture. There's a way to conversate on that scripture. Everybody leaves away with something. But some things just don't make no sense when you got a good man right there, common sense, in your presence, and you still don't want him. Let him go. Because here's the thing, it's somebody out there that's willing to be his other half. And while you still trying to figure it out in your 40s, while you still trying to figure it out in your 50s, 60s, then you got your kids thinking, oh, it's daddy's fault. It's daddy's fault that daddy found somebody new. It's daddy's fault that daddy left. Daddy got tired of being mistreated. Daddy wound up coming across the woman that was going to treat him the way he's supposed to be treated, and that he can treat that woman and be in peace and harmony. But it may be somebody for you too. Sometimes you got to let go and let God. Women, I feel like sometimes we think we are the epitome of what I say goes. And the sad part about it, just to wrap that story up, when it was all said and done, she calling dude out of his name. And when I say dude, excuse me for saying that, because it's the elder, y'all, I'm talking about. So busy calling him out of his name. He wasn't worth nothing, comparing him to a guy that's like 40 years younger than him. Oh, he's this great entrepreneur. He has nothing going on in comparison to that person. Well, help him get there. You got so much energy and strength. Help him get there. In other words, if you don't have anything nice to say, uplifting, encouraging, edifying to the next person, I don't care if it's a Kayla Nicole type of situation, Travis Kelsey type of situation, Taylor Swift type of situation. At the end of the day, whatever you claim to be, I'm black, whatever you claim to be nice, be respectful, be restored to know that it's okay to forgive yourself. The cross don't exist just to be existing. Everything was taken there for a reason. But don't go trying to mess up somebody else's day. In the words of Tabitha Brown, it just don't make sense, especially when you got a good one that wants to be good to you. People get out there, they sometimes find out it's not always greater on the other side. Sometimes they find out it is greater, but at the same time, the fixing has to happen within. And I'm going to tell you, with God, all things are possible. Some people do need to go out there and get some professional help. Do what works best for you. I touched on the topic, and sometimes my stuff is just too deep. If you could hang with me, because it's that page. I done touched on Travis enough. I done touched on Kayla Nicole enough. And now it's time for me to go head on over to the next page that I have, the other channel. And I need to touch on Papoose, Remy Ma, and my girl Clarissa Shields, because that's another situation too. So let's go there. Meet me over there, if you will. Peace out.